Good morning, children. Welcome again in biology class. So today again we'll continue chapter cell, the unit of life, and today we are going to do the most important part of the cell, and that is the nucleus. So nucleus, it is the most important part of the cell because it regulates and coordinates various life processes of the cell. It also plays an important role in cell division, and it also contains factors or the genes which determines the heredity. Or we can say that genes are responsible for the hereditary characters from parents to offspring. The nucleus, it is a small spherical mass which is located in the center of the cytoplasm. It has delicate nuclear membrane and it also filled with a substance called nucleoplasm. Now in nucleoplasm, chromatin fibers are present, and during cell division these chromatin fibers, they become thick and ribbon-like and they are known as chromosomes. Now cells in prokaryotic, nuclear membrane is absent, whereas in eukaryotic, nuclear membrane is present. So here is the early stage of cell division, which is showing the chromosomes that have condensed from the chromatin network. So these are the centrosome, which is surrounded by centrioles, the esters, the nucleus, cytoplasm and chromosomes. Each nucleus, it has one nucleolus, and these nucleolus, they participate in protein synthesis. Number of chromosomes, they are different in each species. Like in human beings, the cell have 46 or 23 pairs of chromosomes, whereas in other animals, they are different. Like in ascaris 2, garden P14, onion 16, maize 20 and so on. Now these chromosomes, they carry these genetic material, the genetic characters from parents to offspring through the union of the egg cell and the sperm of the male. Now the unit is known as genes. Now these genes, they are made up of complex chemical substance known as DNA or the deoxyribonucleic acid. Now these genes, they determine the characteristics of the species. Like lion, tiger and house cat, they all have 38 chromosomes, but they do look different due to their different genes located on these chromosomes. Now here are the parts of the cell and the main characteristics and the functions. Okay, do children go and revise it and see and learn the functions and the characteristics of the different parts of the cell. Then we'll move on to protoplasm. Now here is the difference between the animal cell and the plant cell, which is very important. Now you have already learned about which particular organelle or the part is present in the animal cell or in the plant cell. So learn it, the difference between the plant and the animal cell. Now let's move on to protoplasm. Now biologists, they use these terms protoplasm, which means the living substance in an organism. Now this living substance, it is present in the cell and it is a translucent fluid which is colorless, grayish or brownish in color. The chemical composition of protoplasm, it is very complex because it varies a little from one cell to another cell. So it is composed of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, iron, phosphorus. Now these elements, they are in the form of specific compounds like water, proteins, carbohydrates, fats and mineral salts. So we can say that it is impossible to make an accurate chemical analysis of protoplasm because it ceases to be protoplasm as soon as it is removed from the organism. So we can define the cell as the basic structural building block of living organisms, which consists of protoplasm enclosed by a cell membrane with an additional cell wall in plant cell. Now come to prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Now the term prokaryotic means primitive cell or the primitive nucleus which is found in bacteria, and eukaryotic means cells with perfectly formed nucleus as in plants and animal cells. Now here is the difference between the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic cells. Now come to every living activity of an organism is the outcome of cellular activity. Like all organisms, they grow due to the growth in the size and increase in the number of cells. Then repair of an injury or regeneration of a lost part is due to cell division. Movement of the body is due to contractility of the cells or the cellular parts. Animals walk, run, jump, swim or fly with the help of muscles. The flow of blood in blood vessels and the passage of food in the gut, they are also the result of muscle cell contraction. The feathers, which helps the birds to fly, it is also the product of cells. The developing of leaves, drooping of leaves of the sensitive plant on touching and the subsequent recovery at stand is due to the activity of the cell. The bending movements of root towards water gravity, the movement of stems towards light or away from gravity, they are all activities of the cell. Feeding and nutrition, they also has many steps, and each step is the result of the cellular activities which are going inside the body of an organism. Then circulation of blood and the movement of other fluids in the body. There are also the contraction of the muscle cells of the heart or other parts. Respiratory gases, they are also transported from the lungs to the other parts of the body by blood cells. The body protects itself from disease germs through certain cells like WBCs. We hear, see, smell, taste or feel by the sensation of touch, pain, heat, cold through sensory cells. Then we also maintain our body temperature or the body heat through thermal regulation by cellular activity of the skin gland cells. Now all organisms, they produce their young ones through the activity of the cell like the eggs and the sperms. In plants, the absorption of water and nutrients is through root cells. Light is also trapped by the green plants or the green leaf cells to produce food. Now flowers attract insects by the color contained in the petal cells or by nectar secreted by the cells. The mango tree produces mango plant and hen produces hen. The transmission of parental creatures to their young ones or the inheritance is also dependent on what the germ cells carry with them. So we can say or we can conclude that there is not a single activity in the body of an organism which is not carried out by the cells. But of course, cells are specialized for particular functions. So this is all for today, children. In our next class, we'll learn about the next chapter. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.